I'm going to explain to you why regulating your nervous system will help you create success in all areas of your life and hold on to it. If you're someone who has these like one hit wonders, you get the promotion, you get more money, you get the raise, whatever, you get the bonus and then it goes away. Or you get that person who's interested in you and then all of a sudden they ghost you, or you lose the weight but then you gain it back or whatever, right? And the reason why is that when you work on regulating your nervous system, what you're doing is you're expanding your capacity to receive. You're expanding your bandwidth for what you can hold. You're stretching yourself. And yes, this can be uncomfortable sometimes, right? But it allows you to hold more, not just of the good, but of the bad. And the reason you want this is because expanding your capacity to hold not just the great, amazing, high vibe things, but also the things that you don't prefer so much, what that does is that builds your strength, it builds your resilience. It means that you're learning to be not so reactionary, right? You're not running around being this little reactor, because when you are reacting, it's like you have a tiny little bandwidth, you can't hold anything, you view yourself as a victim. And I've done this, guys. I've used to do this in every area of my life. I'm currently found myself doing this in one area of my life and I'm like, whoa, we're not doing that. And the reason why I think this is so key to understand, and I don't see a lot of people teaching this, is because we're in this 3D reality, having this human experience. It's about duality, right? Like opposite ends of the spectrum. And this is why it's so important to practice non-resistance, right? If you are experiencing a serious lack in one area of your life, what's on the opposite end of that spectrum is a ton of the thing you want. And Abraham Hicks talks about this. She talks about, on one end of the stick is what's wanted and what is on the other end of the stick is what's not wanted. But here's the thing, you have to learn to hold the good with the bad, right? You have to, if you want to be really wealthy or really loved or really healthy, whatever it is you want, you probably want all those things, right? You have to be able to hold the possibility that the opposite could show up and you not lose your shit. You know that you can always find your way back. It's interesting. I don't remember the exact statistics, but I do remember reading somewhere that there's a very high percentage of people who are very successful financially, like multimillionaires, billionaires, and they have all declared bankruptcy like 2 point something times. And they probably didn't realize it in the moment, but what that was doing was it was expanding their capacity to create massive wealth. Them experiencing the serious lack of wealth was creating not just the desire, like Abraham Hicks would say, like launching the rocket of desire, but also expanding them, stretching them. And you don't have to wait for unfortunate things to happen. You can just choose to regulate your nervous system anyway. But when you're in the face of things you don't prefer, or like your old story, right? Because when you start telling a new story, when you make a decision that you're going to be this new version of you, you're still in the old reality that your old mindset and behaviors created. You still have a little bit of shit to clean up, right? And you can use that, you can alchemize that. And the way you do that is by remaining non-reactive and also not really focusing on other people and things outside of you so much, like knowing that your power is within you and what you choose to embody moving forward, and the new story you're telling, the new thoughts you're thinking, the new identity you've taken on, the energy you're holding. And also, when you regulate your nervous system, what you're doing is you're allowing your old small ways to be shed. Think about it. This is the old you, and you're expanding your capacity to receive more, right? As you relax and soften, you're opening up, and that shell that's been keeping you stuck where you are naturally has to fall away. And you can think of your old limiting beliefs like that shell that have been keeping you stuck in place. And so you have to understand that that's not always going to feel comfortable. Sometimes that's going to look like things leaving your reality, people, jobs, situations, whatever. Or just your paradigm, the way you view something just being totally shattered, like, whoa, like I've seen this and I can't unsee it now. I can never go back. And that's all part of you expanding into more. And so many people resist expansion because they're scared of the uncomfortable feelings or the things that are going to come up, and they're afraid that they're not going to be able to deal with it. They are in a very survival, fight or flight mentality, and like just embodying that frantic energy, and they don't really sit still long enough to allow themselves to be expanded. But when you can work on really regulating your nervous system, you're expanding yourself, your energy, and you're able to attract more to you with ease. I've explained this to my clients and in some of my older lives, which by the way, guys, I always post my old like TikTok lives onto my YouTube channel, which is linked at the top of my page. So you can dive deep into this if you want. But I've explained it like, okay, here's the quantum field, everything you want, and here's you with your little set of limiting beliefs. When you're like this, you can only let so much of all of this in, right? And the more you relax, the more you're opening up and allowing it in, but also allowing yourself to see, to remember that you're actually connected to it all. Everything's all connected. It's all part of you. So the more that you expand and let go and relax and soften and allow, the more you experience, the more you hold, the more you have this experience of being connected with the world around you instead of experiencing separation and lack. You get out of this energy of needing to chase, and you understand that you remember that you already are it. And that's why we say, what you seek is seeking you. You don't have to go find it. You just have to let it in.